take care. Crap, I'm not gonna get this off. Oh, this dude's a demon. Low key, like, I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. And here's Brown. No flags. Please, no flags. Oh, Brown's a movie. Wake Forest, and I almost lost it. I was about to say, there's no way you're not blocking that guy. Oh, cut it back, baby. Come on. Oh, do I have the angle? Do I have the edge? No way. Oh, that's iconic. That's definitely one of the best punt returns I ever had. Just saying. What's up, guys? It's your boy Shady Mike Gaming, and we are back with the best college football 25 sliders. We're going to take a look into all of the settings and how I'm setting up all of my sliders inside of my Dynasty. Of course, these work in Play Now and things of that nature. And we're going to go step by step through all of the new settings that I've learned since we made V1. I had some questions and I had some, was on the fence about some things, but now I'm pretty much in the clear on those, guys. If you do like the sliders, if you do like the settings, if you do like this type of video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Keep it locked to the channel, and don't forget, tomorrow, fam, we are on Madden 25. So if you're interested in that game, checking that out, make sure you are here for our live stream. But without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and get right into the sliders. So first, we're going to navigate over and we are going to take a look at our league settings. The difficulty level we will be playing on is Heisman. I flirted with the idea of making an all-American slider set, and I have since scrapped the idea, fam. Madden is all Madden. College football, NCAA football, whatever we're calling it, is Heisman, guys. I just am not challenged enough on all-American, period. A lot of people reached out. They said, I don't like Heisman because there's too much BS. That's the point of the sliders, to tweak a lot of that BS down. I actually don't agree with a lot of it being BS in the first place. The reality of the situation is, when it comes to the difficulty level, if you're doing the same thing all game, the CPU will adapt, and I like that. Heisman is the only game mode for me. Coach firing can be whatever you want. I've got it on, but we balling here at Florida State. We will not be fired. Coach XP speed setting is personal preference. I'm not really into the RPG stuff. Give me my skills as fast as possible, so I'm on fastest. You can edit any player, injuries and wear and tears on. We are playing 13-minute quarters with a 15-second runoff. Always has given me great play numbers in both Madden and College Football 25. Some teams will run up tempo. They will most likely be higher scoring games. Some teams run a pro style offense. They will run the clock down more, obviously. So I think it gives you an incredible balance. Everything else is personal preference, but I like to keep everything as manual so that I have as much control as possible and there's as little auto things going on. So let's go over and get to the other sliders. In terms of XP sliders, I don't have any. There are plenty across the internet on Operation Sports and things of that nature. So, definitely find a set of XP sliders that you like. In terms of gameplay sliders, let's go ahead and get into it. This is where we're going to see most of our changes. So user quarterback accuracy, I have at 10 all the way down from 50. More overthrows, more off target throws, more drama. I love it. Your elite quarterbacks can still put it on a dime, as you guys will see. I kind of want to go for the touchdown here, not gonna lie. Crap. Oh my goodness. I didn't think that was catchable. Did he get his feet in? Listen, shout out to the revamp passing. Shout out to it. I love it. But we freeforming out here, bro. You can't throw it any better than that, bro. He got both feet in, man. Listen, You actually can't do it any better than that, bro. But there's always that chance of an overthrow, and when that overthrow comes, it can be heartbreaking.
To convert there and keep this drive alive, they got a new set of downs and a chance to dig into.
And he'll loft it to the end zone. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball.
You know, the game often comes down to a play or two, and the offense just missed a huge...
Bro, I'm finna turn this joint off, man. There's no way. For pass blocking, I want you all to pay very close attention to this slider. This slider, I know it says pass blocking, but in my opinion, this is what I call your difficulty slider. This is how you gauge the difficulty of the set. If you feel like your games are too easy, the CPU's not getting enough pass rush, you're passing all over the place, drop this down back to 60, back to 50, wherever you'd like it. I struggle a little bit in terms of, the reads sometimes, so I've got it bumped up just a little bit for me. On Heisman, I feel like my receivers drop way too many contested catches. I've got catching at 65, and that's where I put it. I've got run blocking for the user at 0. It is very difficult to run the football. You have to earn every yard. The main thing is it's more difficult to run out of the shotgun. And that difficulty is what we have been looking for. Again, if you are struggling to run the ball, I'm not, you feel free to boost this up wherever you want it, 10, 15, 25, back to 50, wherever you want it. I've got fumbles for the user at 49. We saw one in our last game. I think this is very good. It's important that you all know how the fumble slider works. The fumble slider, if you raise it, you will get less fumbles. If you lower it, you will get more fumbles. This slider, I believe, used to be called ball security. So with that being said, just pretend it says ball security. That's what you're editing here. So if you want to see more fumbles, lower it. If you want more, raise it. There was a lot of confusion of that in my other videos. People saying it's coded backwards. It's not coded backwards. I just think it's named a little bit funny. In terms of pass defense, the user needs as much help as they can get. So I've got pass defense reaction time and pass coverage at 100. I've got interceptions at 35. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But I think it's a very good balance. Tackling at 50 default is very good. Sometimes the CPU gets loose, sometimes they don't. For the CPU, we've got the quarterback accuracy at 5. It does very good at combating robo QB. Sometimes the CPU will be right on the money and throw deep passes. Sometimes they won't be. So that's a whole lot of fun. For pass blocking, same thing I said. It's more of like a difficulty slider. I've got it at 50. They nerfed some of the pass rushing abilities, so the CPU is they don't get sacked as much as they used to, so I feel very comfortable with it at 50. The CPU, contrary to the user, rarely makes drops, so I've got the CPU catching at 45, so they drop the ball a little bit less. I did make a tweak from our last set. I've got CPU run blocking at 55 as opposed to 60. They were going crazy with it at 60. We thought maybe 55 would be better. If you feel like the CPU isn't running well enough, put it back up to 60. No big deal. For fumbles, I've got it at 45. Every now and again, a CPU running back or quarterback will fumble in the open field. I really like it there. The CPU, they don't need a lot of help in the pass coverage, so I've got their pass coverage and pass defense reaction time at 50. Interceptions, I've got at 20. The CPU will sometimes drop them, sometimes they won't. If you feel like they're dropping too many, you feel free to raise it up to 25. If you feel like they're not dropping enough, or you just need to get a little bit better passing, feel free to drop this to 15. My last game I did throw an interception at 20, so I'm very comfortable with that. And for the tackling, I've got it at 50. You can still break your tackles, you can still get loose. It's a whole lot of fun. In terms of the field goal power, we've got it at 40. We want the very best kickers to hit from 60 if they've got like a 95 plus kick power, but not everyone. We rarely see misses, so we've got the field goal accuracy at 35. Last game I did see a CPU miss, so that was good, but they rarely miss, so that's why I've got that slider there. Very comfortable with it. Punt power is 60, just to give yourself and the CPU some more room for returns. Punt accuracy is 100, so every now and again you'll see the CPU try to pin you back. As far as kickoff power, I know people were saying this is a weird one. I've got it at 65 because I want to kick the ball into the end zone every time, and I want the CPU to kick it into the end zone sometimes too. I personally the CPU, they struggle to return kicks. If you kick it to the goal line, sometimes they'll return it to the 10 or the 15, and that's such a disadvantage, a field position disadvantage for the CPU. So most of the time, I just kick it into the end zone because they struggle to return kicks. I get enough injuries at 35. I get some good fatigue at 60, and I get a good rotation of my defensive ends at 60. That's all I really look for. I had a lot of people asking for auto sub sliders and things of that nature. I didn't tweak the auto subs or anything like that. I wonder if that's something we'll do in the future. The reason being is because I just, I let my starters, they play a lot. I got some really high rated starters. So who knows, maybe we'll tweak that a little bit to get more of a rotation. But I feel like at 60, you do get some good guys going in and out and things of that nature. For the speed threshold, y'all remember, this is personal preference. The default value is 50. I prefer 76. I think the game is more fun at 50. So definitely play the game first at 50. If you feel like there are too many big plays, raise it up to 76. If you feel like you're returning punts that maybe you shouldn't have been able to take to the house, or taking, hooks to the house, feel free to raise it up. But I think most people like this at 50. But sometimes I'm going for that realism a little bit more, and I think it's probably closer in line with 76. You could try something in the middle, like 65. My NCAA 14 sliders, I had it at 65. So just have fun experimenting with it. You can put it wherever you want. Now, on to the penalty sliders. A lot of people felt the need to spam my comments and saying, well, Shady, penalty sliders affect gameplay, ha ha ha. Well, I know that because I'm the one that made the video stating that. Anyone that's been making sliders in the EA football space knows penalty sliders affect gameplay, and they have for literal years, since like the early Madden 11s and things of that nature. However, none of that will have any impact on these sliders. The reason being is because the penalty sliders work for penalties. The point of penalty sliders is to get realistic penalties. Every now and again, you'll get an offsides. Every now and again, you'll get a holding. Every now and again, you'll get a face mask. So that's what I have programmed these sliders around. I don't need to change defensive offsides to get better O-line play. That's why we changed the O-line pass blocking sliders and things of that nature. It's completely unnecessary. This year, the penalty sliders are for penalties, and that is how we like it. I do still have roughing the kicker and running into the kicker off. I heard there was a patch that patched that. I don't really care. I don't want my guys running into the kicker and doing things of that nature. That's personal preference. If you want them back on, turn them back on. But I personally prefer both of these settings off. That is the gameplay sliders, guys. Let me take you through some of my other settings because these are important. There were some things I didn't understand at first. So, for your coin toss, first and second choice, you want kick and against win. This doesn't mean you'll always kick, but if it's on receive, you will always receive. The kick is the 50-50 option this year. So if you do kick, sometimes you'll kick, sometimes you'll get it. If you go against win, you're against win in the first quarter, with it in the second quarter, against win in the third quarter, and with it in the fourth quarter. The whole point is, if you're ever in a game-winning kicking situation, you want to be with the wind. As far as passing type, we are on placement. Use whatever you want. You don't have to use my settings, but this is not changing for me. The biggest reason I'm on placement is because of Madden. I play both games. I do not want to get used to a passing system that is not in Madden, so I will not be using revamped passing. And I'm just a demon with freeforming. So it is what it is. Personal preference. Do what you want, but these are my settings. I have all of the defensive assists on, but one thing I did want to point out as far as the defensive heat seeker window, don't forget you can turn this up to 200. Like, I believe it's on 100 at default, and people think that's the max. No, the max is actually 200. So I don't know. Tackling the open field is hard. Get as much help as you can. I've got it at 200. If I'm a scrub for that, it is what it is. As far as accessibility, I don't think we change any of this stuff here. As far as visual feedback, I've got almost everything off. My favorite one to change is the Dynasty ticker. I want scores only. I don't like seeing all the other goals and nonsense. I just go to see the scores around the league and things of that nature. I've got the camera toggle on. In my last video, I said I was trying out wide camera. I am not I am no longer trying out wide camera. It's actually terrible. It's this weird angle. Give me the standard cam all day on both ends. I do not like that wide camera. If you didn't know, if you are using standard camera and you want kind of a wider look, you can press circle and then snap the ball. It'll give you a little bit of a wider berth there, but I really don't like the wide camera. It just gives me a very strange angle, so that's why we went back to the standard. Volume control, I just kept it default. I do think sometimes it's a little hard to hear the in-game commentary, so sometimes I'll take everything else and bring it down to 90. I've got menu music and menu sound effects at 0 to stop with copyright, things of that nature. But as far as the atmosphere and things of that nature, you can keep it at 100 just so that you kind of get that real Saturday feeling for your game. So give these sliders a shot, y'all. We still got a ton of heat coming on the channel, y'all, so let me know how these sliders play for you, what you like, what you didn't like. Make sure you pull up tomorrow for the Madden 25 stream. Other than that, y'all, it's your boy Shady Mike. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.